Folks, it's Fernando doing another video for the More Survivalists, and in this case it's gonna be fancy EDC. This is actually the EDC that I used this weekend. I thought it would be interesting to do something different, even though it's not the most tactically sound idea to change the stuff that you're going to be relying on. I'm a big believer in having the same pocket knife, the same gun, the same gear in general that you use on your daily life, to have it as similar as what you're going to be using in training. So for example, if you carry a certain gun, that should be the same gun that you train with. Even stuff like, and this is more of a philosophy kind of deal, but if you're going to be using a certain type of pants, try using that on your daily basis as well. If you like 511 tactical pants, maybe find a color that works for your the type of clothing that you typically wear, or at least do your best to keep it as similar as possible. That's kind of where I'm coming from. Now, having said all that, you also have to live a little, and sometimes it's just, even though it's not the most tactical wise idea, sometimes it's nice to change things a little bit. And this weekend I went with these, and instead of my typical Pro Trek, which is this watch, the watch that I use pretty much every single day, this time I went with the Seiko Black Monster, which is a tough, heavy-duty watch, but it hasn't got some of the functions. Well, it actually hasn't got pretty much none of the functions that you have in the Pro Trek. Surprisingly lighter, the Pro Trek, but again, sometimes it's just nice to change a little bit. So all steel, very heavy, very rugged, as well as a true diving watch. But just having something a little bit different. It has a very bright lumen material, which is nice. Looks actually very good when it's dark. But this is a watch that I had with me. Same flashlight, because I think it's already fancy enough as it is. This is the Claros MI7T. Very bright flashlight. I did a review on it before, and it has that lockup mode and such. So very good compact flashlight with a 14500 lithium ion rechargeable battery. Again, stuff that I had reviewed, but this is what I had with me this weekend. Same phone as always. This is an LG G6, and it has Spigen Armor case. I'm mad about this cell phone. It's pretty much perfect for what I want. I come from a Note, which is a little bit of a bulkier, bigger phone. Actually, my Note was pretty old, so the screen was was slightly smaller than this one, but this screen is huge for the footprint this phone has. It has a fantastic set of cameras, two cameras. You activate it, you turn it on with your fingerprint detection, and you just have to tap on the screen twice so as to turn it off again. So it's it turns out that you never touch any physical button in this phone most of the time. You use your fingerprint reader without actually pressing anything, and you tap on the screen a couple times so as to turn it off. And that's basically, it's very nice not to actually have to press physical buttons, and it's very intuitive the way in which the fingerprint reader works, and it's actually placed perfectly. This is a last year phone. I actually got it for free with my TV, because I bought one of those nice OLEDs, and they gave the phone away with a TV. Now, even though it's a last year phone, the fingerprint reader is placed in the center. Now, my wife recently got an S9, and in hers, this year's flagship Samsung has the fingerprint reader placed in the same location, and has the two cameras pretty much as a novelty. Now, that's a pretty expensive phone, the S9 Plus. This one is very affordable. I'm actually going to be leaving the link below, because I'm a big believer in this phone. I'm very happy with it. It has the American version has wireless charging as well. I don't think they have the built-in FM radio, which this one has, and that for me is a big plus. But fantastic screen, IPS screen, which is very bright, just looks good. It takes great photographs. And I went from a OtterBox case, which is pretty tough. This one has taken quite a bit of drops and such, bumps and dropping it several times, no problem whatsoever. Took it like a champ, and with a tempered glass screen protector and this beacon case, which has a stand there as well. Man, it's a great little setup and very practical. Again, used to the bigger phone. It has all screen, of course, and just very compact. I mean, with your hand, no problem whatsoever. And it's waterproof and dustproof as well. So what more can you possibly ask? And I think it's going like for 300 bucks. Again, I'm going to be leaving the link below in Amazon, but I think it's around that range in terms of price. Great deal on that thing. What else? In terms of knife, yeah. Again, the idea was to have something nicer, fancier, and even though my typical pocket EDC knife is a ZT-0630, which is this knife that I'm already very used to the self-deployment hook that it has, which at times if you forget about it, it can actually be a little bit dangerous because it opens instantly as you pull it out. But yeah, this would be my daily, my true EDC knife, but this time I went with something fancier, which is this ZT-0651. In my opinion, the best looking folding knife ever made. That's just me. It's of course a fantastic knife as well. It's Hinder design. This is Elmax steel. It has a flip deployment. Just beautiful all around. I think this is brown G10 titanium. You have your insert there where the frame lock meets the blade. So just, you know, top notch all around in design, materials, and manufacture. And it's a knife that I like a lot. Don't use it all the time, you know, just have it there. It's mostly, for me, it's more of a collection piece. Every once in a while, like this weekend, you take it out there. Think of it like the barbecue gun, which is the fancy gun you use on weekends for those big barbecues when you want to be showing something off. Well, this would be, man, I mean, do you agree with me or not? Leave your comments there below. I think it's a beautiful blade, beautiful knife. Again, in my opinion, the best looking folding knife as of right now. I don't think there's one that looks, there's probably something I could say is better design wise or somewhat better steel or not, even though Elmax steel is fantastic, but in the way it looks, I mean, close, it looks so, you know, almost insect-like. Deployed, the blade has just a beautiful set of curves there. Just fantastic all around. So, enough about the knife. This is it. And again, not something that I'm going to be using all the time. One thing you may notice is I don't have a multi-tool, and the truth is that that day I went without my trusty Leatherman Charge TTI. Now, I'm bringing this up because I know for a fact that there's a lot of folks out there that do these videos and they never carry half the crap they say they do. That's not my case. I always have. If I'm saying that this lives with me every day, it does. And for me, it's a noticeable day if I happen not to have it with me. Now, the thing is, that specific day this weekend, I was dressing for a specific occasion that I couldn't have it with me, and you know, even though I didn't actually need it, I ended up missing it because it's like a third arm for me. It's something that I just do not want to be left without. My trusty Leatherman Charge with a pocket clip, for me, it's just, now again, in this specific case, I couldn't have it with me. Then again, I'm talking a little bit about philosophy again. The way I do, I work regarding my gear is my EDC is my first line of defense, so to speak. Then I have, in my vehicle, I have, of course, a lot more gear, which I'm, in general, never far from. Specifically this weekend, I felt more than comfortable not having a multi-tool because I had a full set of tools in the car. Goes against my philosophy not to have my multi-tool with me, but for that case, for that specific occasion, I guess I was okay. What else do we have? Lighter, yes, this went well with giving the pants that I was wearing, the Deus Vult Crusader Zippo with the Thunderbird insert, which is fantastic. If you have a Zippo and you feel like I do, that they look nice and you want to have an actual lighter with you, but having that Zippo fuel that always evaporates and it's a drag, you know, you may work on that for years like I did. Eventually you say, okay, this is enough. And for that, the Zippo insert, the Thunderbird or whatever it's called these days, the gas insert just works beautifully, especially if you're not a smoker. I do not smoke at all. So it's something I'm carrying it and not using it. Very rarely do I need to start out a fire or need a flame, but if I do, and from a perspective of survival and preparedness, the ability to start fires is a pretty big deal, so you really do not want to be left without that. Same wallet as always, nothing strange there, just a little pocket for the coins and a good bit of cash for emergencies, that sort of thing, cards and such. My keys, just my house keys, car keys, and little vault guy there, 511, reminding me to stay accurate. And a little flashlight. I'm actually using it quite a bit and enjoying it a lot. The Claros Mini 1T. It's a rechargeable mini flashlight, which you have a USB port, a micro USB port there for recharging, which it's very bright. I think it's 120 lumens, and on max output, if you screw it a little bit, there you go, you have, I think it's like 200. Anyway, it's a lot of lumens and it's rechargeable, and it's titanium, very lightweight, which is again something I like. Titanium just looks much nicer for me than any of these anodized aluminum things, which in my experience always ends up scratching and ends up looking quite bad. So that's something that I like. The car, in case you're wondering, it's a Honda CR-V. It's a, well, your typical Honda CR-V, I guess. The difference is that mine is diesel, which I like a lot because it has almost like twice the amount of torque compared to gasoline, and it's manual transmission because that's what I like having and driving. And to be honest, my entire life I've never had a manual, an automatic car in my life. I just rented them occasionally when a manual was not available. I felt like it was driving a toy, but anyway, that's what I have as my driver. Keys. Now here I have basically a ton of spare stuff. In terms of, I didn't have my multi-tool with me, but I had my mini-chan, which has a bunch of little tools, including a set of screwdrivers, your little scissors and such. So this is, I mean, it's not even compared to the Leatherman Charge, but it is in its way a multi-tool of its own, and you have a set of tools there that are quite handy. A small peanut lighter. This is also made of titanium, a little Pico pry bar, set of different keys, of course, and another titanium flashlight. Yes, so surprisingly, 3 different titanium flashlights seems, but it just works for me. This is my basic line. I mean, if I don't have anything else, I'm at least going to be having my house keys. That's a given. So this is always with me, and I have that same basic set of tools: a little pocket knife, a way of starting a fire, and a flashlight as well. I also keep, and this is something that I need for my FM radio, the built-in FM radio in my phone. I like that because in case everything goes to hell and you don't have anything else, FM signals actually work, and if it has a built-in FM radio, your phone has one, then you can get news of what's going on. Worst case scenario, sure, but I just like having that. But you need an antenna, and the phone uses your headphones as an antenna, so you need this to actually use the FM radio. So that's why I keep one of these. As you see, they're quite crappy. I don't really care much about the audio in these things. I just care that it's an antenna for my phone. Folks, it's basically all I have for now. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell thing, because if not, you're not going to be getting any of this stuff. Take care, have a great day, see you in our next video.